back everyone. Line by line explanation of Macbeth Act 5 Scene 1. Sleepwalking scene. Sleepwalking scene is a very important scene. Therefore, from the examination perspective, prepare this scene very well. Long answer questions as well as short answer questions. Dunsinane, anteroom in the castle. Here the focus shifts, the setting shifts to Dunsinane. And who are the characters present? Enter a doctor of physique and a waiting gentlewoman. Before starting the line by line explanation, as usual, I am going to give you the dramatic significance of this scene so that you can prepare a short answer question for this. Dramatic significance of Macbeth Act 5 Scene 1. Dear girls and boys, do check the pinned comment section for all important video links related to your syllabus and kindly subscribe to our channel. Tap the bell icon because last minute suggestion videos are going to be uploaded very soon. Number 1. Act 5 begins with the great sleepwalking scene. And this sleepwalking scene with its subdued whispered horror is undoubtedly the topmost peak of all tragic conception. Note this down for your introduction. Short answer question or long answer question, introductory statement. Act 5 begins with the great sleepwalking scene. And what is the characteristic feature of this sleepwalking scene? It's subdued whispered horror, subtle horror elements, and it is undoubtedly the topmost peak of all tragic conception, tragic elements. Number 2, retribution has already started and we first see its workings on the soul of Lady Macbeth. Number 2 is also very important. And what is the meaning of retribution? Punishment for a crime. And we all know how Lady Macbeth participated in all sinful actions of Macbeth up to a particular stage. So retribution has already started, and this is the first we have seen of Lady Macbeth since the night of the coronation banquet, when her last words were, "You lack the season of all nature sleep." Remember, this is also significant. Note down all these points. Take out your copy, jot down the points very quickly. This is the first we have seen of Lady Macbeth since the night of the coronation banquet. And all this while we have been noticing the absence of Lady Macbeth from the course of action. Macbeth has taken up the baton now. Macbeth no longer consults with her. Number 4. Lady Macbeth's mental degeneration, psychological deterioration, and that is due to guilt and stress. In the beginning, Lady Macbeth was a driving force behind the murder of King Duncan. She displayed ruthlessness and ambition. And here we see her psychologically and mentally disturbed. We have remorse, melancholy of remorse. And we also have anguish. Her sleepwalking is only the inevitable climax of a process of natural retribution. Understood? So I hope you have taken down the notes. Another important point, from the moment Macbeth heard the voice of conscience forbidding him sleep after the killing of King Duncan, remember? The chief actors are pursued by nightmares. Banquo cannot sleep. He prays to the merciful powers to restrain in him the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in sleep. Macbeth envies Duncan. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. And Lady Macbeth, perturbed to find Macbeth in great nervous distemper, says, "You lack the season of all nature, sleep. And here we have the sleepless Lady Macbeth. So, this is the dramatic significance of this scene, and this scene takes place several days after the last scene. And we have a doctor of physique. Who is a doctor of physique? A physician, a doctor of medicine. Physique, the science and art of healing. And waiting gentlewoman, lady in waiting, lady of the bedchamber. Doctor, I have 2 nights watched with you. I have sat up. The gentlewoman has obviously told the doctor of the queen's somnambulism. Now, what is somnambulism? Sleeplessness. He has thereupon arranged to keep awake and observe his patient personally, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked? The sleepwalking of Lady Macbeth. So the doctor has been observing her, but he has seen no evidence to prove the veracity of the report of the lady in waiting. When did you last see her walking in her sleep? Gentlewoman, since His Majesty went into the field. What is the meaning? Went into the field, was out with the army. I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed, yet all this while in a most fast sleep. Now this is very, very important, the condition of Lady Macbeth. Since His Majesty, since King Macbeth went into the field, went into the battlefield, I have seen her rise from her bed. Number 1, the lady in waiting has seen Lady Macbeth rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, wear her nightgown, unlock her closet, the chest, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, seal it. But all this while she is in most fast sleep, soundly asleep. Since His Majesty went to war, she has thus seen her rise from her bed, put on her nightgown, unlock her cupboard, take out paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all the time she was fast asleep. So this is the condition of Lady Macbeth. Perhaps she was thinking of writing to Macbeth in order to warn him against some folly, or she was committing her guilty thoughts to paper in order to remove her remorse. A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. Perturbation, disturbance. In nature, in the normal functioning of body, a perturbation in nature means a constitutional disorder. A great perturbation in nature. She is mentally disturbed since she is both asleep and doing things which show that she is awake. Give reason from here. A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say? Have you heard her say anything? What is the meaning of slumbery agitation? Physical activities during sleep, sleepwalking, and slumbery taking place during sleep. Actual performances. Actual performances, acts. Actual consisting in deeds as opposed to verbal. Have you heard her say anything? You have seen her do a lot of things in her sleep, but Did she say anything when she was excited in her sleep? That, sir, which I will not report after her. So here the gentlewoman says, that what I have heard her say, sir, is something which I shall not repeat. Report her means repeat to you as she said it. You may to me, and it is most meet you should. So it is your duty, because I am the physician, I am the doctor. So you must report it to me. It is most appropriate that you do, so that I can cure, help her recover. I can cure her. Neither to you nor anyone. I cannot reveal those things to anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. I have no witness to confirm my speech, corroborate my statement. She is afraid of being charged with high treason for speaking against the king and the queen. She has heard about King Duncan's regicide. Therefore, she wants to keep all these things a secret. Enter Lady Macbeth with a taper. What is the meaning of taper? Taper means candle. Lady Macbeth enters the stage with a candle. Lo, you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep, observe her stand close. Lady Macbeth enters with a candle. Look, here she comes. This is exactly the way she behaves, and I can swear she is fast asleep. Remain hidden and watch her. So they both hide and they watch the actions of Lady Macbeth. Doctor, how came she by that light? Why? By that light means candle. Why it stood by her? She has light by her continually. It is her command. Important. She always has a candle by her side. There is always a light about her. It is her command that she must always have a light. She cannot stand the darkness now, though at one time she invoked darkness. Act 1, Scene 5. Nemesis is on her, and she fears what she had invoked. She had once invoked darkness to commit the crimes, to commit the sinful actions. Here, she cannot stand darkness anymore. She fears darkness. Therefore, it is her command that there must be light always by her side. You see, her eyes are open. So number 1, she has light. Number 1. Number 2, her eyes are open. She is asleep, but her eyes are open. The somnambulist sees, as it were, with the outstretched fingertips for the most part. This is the rule, while the open, sightless eyes stare continually into vacancy. They keep their eyes open, but actually they are asleep. But their senses shut, eyes open, vacant staring. Doctor, what is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands. Number 3, she rubs her hands. Very important, all these physical actions. She is rubbing her hand as if she was actually washing her hands, and this is an example of tragic irony. This is tragic irony. Important. Give reason. And why is this an instance, an example of tragic irony? Remember how she told Macbeth that he will be able to wash away the stains of blood from his hands very easily. But now she rubs her hands as if trying to wash away the blood from her hands. It is an accustomed action with her. So, this act of washing her hands is a habitual action for her. to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour. Lady Macbeth, yet here's a spot. What is she trying to do? We hear her for the first time in this scene. And what are her words? Yet here's a spot. It is a very usual action with her to be washing her hands, and the gentlewoman has seen her doing this for a quarter of an hour, and despite her attempts to wash her hands, she says, here is a spot. And the doctor is excited. Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly. What will the doctor do? I will take down whatever she says in order to assist my memory, so that I can prescribe the right medicines for her. Set down means put in writing. Very important now. Learn this section, very important. Come on. Out, damned spot. Damned, cursed spot. Out, I say. 1, 2, why? Then it is time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier, and afeard. You're afraid. What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him? Very, very important. Prepare a short answer from here. Lady Macbeth's speeches have the rhythm of blank verse. Keep this in mind. Oh, damned spot, out, out, damned spot, away, damned spot, away, I say. 1, 2. Why then, it is time to do the deed. Hell is murky, hell is dark. It is a shame, my lord. You are a soldier and yet so frightened. Here, she is speaking about her past. The milk of kindness, Macbeth's hesitation, despite being a soldier. We have learnt about all these things in the previous acts and scenes. And here, Lady Macbeth in her sleep is recapitulating, is remembering her past. She's mentioning, dropping references. Fie, my lord, Macbeth, a soldier and afeard. What need we fear who knows it? Why should we fear who knows about our involvement in the crimes? Because I'm sure there is nobody to challenge our authority. You are the king and I am the queen. There is nothing to worry about. Yet, who would have thought there was so much of blood in the body of the old man? King Duncan, so much blood? Bloodshed from the gaping wounds. Regicide, reference to regicide for the first time. Confession of her guilt, and that too in her sleepwalking state. Hell is murky. Lady Macbeth is here revealed as a woman who has seen hell, who has been to hell, has known the hell very clearly and closely. She has known what hell was and cannot forget the impression. The failure of nature in Lady Macbeth is marked by her fear of darkness. She has light by her sight continually, and in the one phrase of fear that escapes her lips even in sleep, it is of the darkness of the place of torment that she speaks. Murky means dismally dark. She cannot stand darkness, therefore hell is murky for her. And here in these lines, what need we fear who knows it, when none can call our part to account? The reference is to the constitutional doctrine that the king can do no wrong, which has grown out of the so-called divine right of the kings, and which in English law exempts the king from being called upon to answer or defend himself in any proceeding in a court of justice. Blood is important. The older a man is, the less blood can his arteries hold. But here, King Duncan had so much blood. And this blood is a reminder of her sinful deeds. Do you mark that? Take note of the Queen's words. They are extremely significant. Confession of her guilt and their involvement in the crime. Lady Macbeth, the Thane of Fife, had a wife. Where is she now? A woman, she feels for the murdered woman. Lady Macbeth is a woman. Therefore, she feels for Lady Macduff. Lady Macbeth's tormented conscience takes upon itself a share of responsibility for all the crimes of her husband, even those committed without her knowledge. And we know the murder of Lady Macduff was not shared by Macbeth with Lady Macbeth. She had no direct involvement, but she takes a part of the responsibility of all Macbeth's sinful actions. What? Will these hands never be clean? No more, oh, that my lord, no more, oh, that. You mar all with this starting. Starting means fits of alarm. No more. We see her disjointed thoughts, and her disjointed thoughts return to the night of Duncan's murder. Will these hands never be clean? Macbeth had also uttered such words. No more. Do not be frightened in that way. And here we have a reference to Macbeth's horror on seeing Banquo's ghost. Act 3, Scene 4. The transition from one murder to another is natural, according to Macbeth. And here, Lady Macbeth appeals, no more, please stop it. Mar all. Spoil the festivities entirely. The banquet scene. This is one of her disjointed thoughts. She is recollecting the past. Go to, you have known what you should not. Here, just like the lady in waiting, the doctor also has come to know about the involvement of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth in the crimes. Lady Macbeth and Macbeth were involved in the regicide directly, and therefore the doctor is alarmed. The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands never be clean again? No more of that, my lord, she appeals. No more of that. You will spoil everything with these shows of fear. Appearance versus reality. Just pretend. Hypocrisy of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. So all these are recollections from the past. You have known what should never have been known. She has spoke what she should not. Confession of her guilt. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. The gentlewoman has a witness now. They both corroborate each other's pieces of information, knowledge. Lady Macbeth, here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh. Very important. There is still the smell of blood. Whose blood? King Duncan's blood. All the perfumes of Arabia will not be able to sweeten this little hand of mine. The smell is still there. This is an example of what? Yes, hyperbole, exaggeration. Macbeth's imagination is visual. It is the color of the blood that appalls him. Act 2, Scene 2. And it is an amazing Shakespearean touch that the sense impression which poisons Lady Macbeth's memory comes from smell. The smell of the blood when she handled the dagger. Remember? Perfumes of Arabia. And this corresponds to Macbeth's multitudinous seas. I hope you all remember all these pieces of information from the previous acts and scenes. So Lady Macbeth was a small woman. Therefore, she says little hand. Hardly could Lady Macbeth anticipate this when she cynically rebuked Macbeth for his visual horror of crimson blood. After committing the regicide, Macbeth was horrified to see blood in her hands, blood in his hands, and at that point of time, Lady Macbeth was firm, she was determined, and she rebuked Macbeth for his visual horror of the red blood. And what is this? An interminable sigh of weariness and despair. Write this down. Sigh of weariness and despair. What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged. Charged means laden, oppressed with sorrow and penitence, regret. I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. The reverence paid to her as her queen. Whole body is contrasted with bosom. She has a troubled heart. Despite being the queen, she has a heart which must be burdened with great grief. I would not like to have a heart like this in my bosom, even for all the dignities of a royal person. Well, pray God, it be, sir, this disease is beyond my practice. Inability of the doctor to cure Lady Macbeth. He also realizes the seriousness of the situation. It is guilt and remorse. The doctor's inability to cure Lady Macbeth's condition highlights the limits of human knowledge and intervention in the face of divine retribution. This is divine retribution. The doctor acknowledges guilt as Lady Macbeth's ailment, and this guilt is directly a result of her sinful deeds. She must pay for her crimes, and therefore he will not be able to help her much. This disease is beyond my practice. It is beyond my skill to cure this malady. I have known a few persons who, although they walked in their sleep, died in peace. Yet have I known those which have walked in their sleep who have died holily in their beds. Wash your hands, put on your nightgown, look not so pale. Again, recollections from the past. We have seen everything in the past. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on the grave. He cannot come out on his grave. Again, a confession. Banquo's murder and appearance of Banquo's ghost. Banquo is buried. He cannot come out of his grave. Banquet scene. Even so, is it even as bad as this? The doctor is startled, shocked, dumbfounded. He does not know what to do. One revelation after the other, one confession after the other, in her tormented state of mind. Lady Macbeth, to bed, to bed. There's knocking at the gate. The porter, the knocking. Come, come, come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed. Very, very important. Let us go to bed. We have seen these actions in the past also. And these are the disjointed thoughts of Lady Macbeth. Let us go to bed. There is someone knocking at the gate. I hope you remember how Macbeth was startled. He was shocked to hear the knocking. What's done cannot be undone. What is done cannot be undone. Come to bed at once. You have already committed regicide, and we can do nothing about it. You are the king and I am the queen. Exit. Doctor, will she go now to bed? Doctor. Analysis now. Foul whisperings are abroad. Foul whisperings, rumors of ugly crimes. Abroad means being freely circulated. Unnatural deeds. Unnatural, abnormal deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Troubles, mental diseases. Infected minds, persons harboring memories of guilt. Here he is analyzing the situation. People are whispering terrible things to one another. Wicked deeds breed supernatural troubles. Repentant minds often come out with their secrets in their sleep. To their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. Deaf pillows, sleep. Reference to sleep, when she is asleep, sleeping on her bed. More needs she the divine than the physician. What she needs now is a priest more than a doctor. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance. She needs a priest more than a doctor now. May God be merciful to all of us. Take care of her. Pieces of advice given to the gentlewoman. Keep away from her anything that she might use to bring harm to herself. And still keep eyes upon her. Watch her, observe her. So good night. Don't leave her alone. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think but dare not speak. Impact on the doctor. Gentlewoman, good night. Good doctor. Always keep a watch upon her. Good night. She has dazed my mind. Number 1. Amazed my sight. Number 2. And I dare not give utterance to what I think. I must not speak about these things openly. The doctor here comments on the queen's walking and talking in sleep. There are in circulation rumors that ugly crimes have been committed. And people who commit the most heinous crimes become the victims of extraordinary forms of mental disease. Those who cherish guilty secrets in their hearts feel so tempted to speak them out that they often talk to themselves in sleep. It is not a physical disease from which the queen suffers and which the doctor can cure. She is troubled with a remorseful conscience, very, very important, and needs spiritual consolation. So we are all sinners, therefore forgive us all. In a high or low degree, we are all sinners. Therefore he asks God, he prays to God to protect and forgive everyone. And here, look after her, remove from her the means of all annoyance, anything with which she may harm herself or commit suicide. And here, this is an anticipation of Act 5, Scene 8. Her committing suicide. Annoyance means hurt or harm. The doctor can well understand what it all means, though he cannot give expression to his suspicions, because after all he is dealing with the queen and also indirectly the king. So the situation is very, very serious.